everyone, it's Samantha from Vanilla Mom, and this is going to be my February goals and my January wrap-up video. I've got a list of things to talk about. It's going to be rambly, and I don't really have very many goals for February. I really want to stick with my cleaning routine. I kind of fell off the wagon the last couple of weeks. I just haven't been doing the stuff every single day. Usually I have stuff planned every weekday, and I've been skipping stuff here and there the last couple of weeks. Just haven't felt like doing it, so I really need to start working on that a little bit better. And I'm sorry, the lighting's going to be weird. The sun's coming in and out, and I'm using natural light in a window right here. So one of the biggest things I want to talk about is our dog's health. It's just going to be a doggy health update. I've mentioned this in a couple of videos. In my grocery haul videos, I've had quite a bit of canned dog food, and it's just something that's been kind of weighing on our family. So I really want to talk about this. We do have 4 dogs. Yes, 4. We've got 2 husky mixes, a border collie mix, and a rat terrier mix. So the border collie mix and the rat terrier mix are smaller dogs, and then, you know, obviously the huskies are both around 60 to 65 pounds. They're bigger dogs, and they're the reason I have to vacuum all the time. So the health problems are actually with one of the husky mixes and the border collie mix. So we'll start with the husky. Her name is Snow. She's the all-white husky, and she is just old. She's really old. She's 13 years old, and that's ridiculously old for a husky. Our vet said generally 10 to 12 years is a really good age for huskies. Well, she's outlived that. She's in 13 years now, and she's just basically falling apart at this point. She is getting up really slowly. Sometimes she's having trouble getting up. She has really, really bad arthritis, so she's on, gosh, I think like 3 medicines right now. Snow's had arthritis now for maybe about a year, so we started off on, you know, really small meds, and it's just progressively gotten worse and worse. And she's to the point now that we're on the last meds that we can try, aside from something that's I don't know, more extreme things I would do if the dog was a lot younger. We can do weekly injections to help the joints. We can do some sort of therapy where we have to take her in, and they're not going to cure anything she's got. They're just going to give her more time. And I just feel like, you know, her time is coming to an end, and I just don't feel the need to put her through all that to just extend her life a little bit longer. It just seems like a lot to go through to add days when, you know, she's at the end of the line anyway. I just feel like I'd like to just enjoy the time with her, give her as many meds as we can to help her. And when she starts having more bad days than good days, we're gonna have to say goodbye. I had to change my battery, but I just feel like, you know, she's had a good life. We're giving her the best life we can. She still mostly moves around really well. We're working on having her lose a little bit of weight, so that'll help take some of the pressure off of her joints. We're also still trying to get her moving and get her going. There were times when the medicines just stopped working. We had to do a lot of testing out different medicines, switching medicines the last couple of months, because she was just deteriorating so badly some of the time, and we thought it was going to be the end. Even before Christmas, we thought there was a period of time where she just wasn't getting up very much. She'd still eat and drink, and she'd still go to the bathroom, but that was pretty much it. But luckily, we got her on a different med that ended up working really well. Now she goes up and down the stairs. She has mostly good days. She's still, you know, she's still really old. She's still slow to get up a lot of the time, but she'll still run around. She'll still go up some of the stairs. She still is like obsessed with the stuffed animal toy. So we're still just enjoying our time with her while we've got the time, but it's just one of those things that we know it's coming. You know, we know the end is near. We don't know how long we have with her, and it's been one of those things where as she's gotten older throughout the years, we just knew, you know, we knew it was coming at some point. And luckily, other than the arthritis, she has been a ridiculously healthy dog. We've never had major health issues with her at all. And so we're just enjoying our time with her while we have it. We just don't know how much time we do have left with her. But the end is definitely near. That's something we've kind of been coping with for a couple of years now. We just knew, you know, she was getting old, and we knew we would have to say goodbye at some point. So that one wasn't really a shocker. It's not really a shocker that, you know, her medicines are not working as good, and we're at the end of the line with medicines, and you know, we just knew. We knew that was coming. She's old. What we didn't expect was the problems we're having with the Border Collie mix, Maya. So looking at our 4 dogs, we knew Snow was going to be one of the ones that left us first because she's just the oldest one. And then the other husky, Bella, and the Border Collie mix, Maya, are about the same age. Bella's a little bit younger, but she's also a bigger dog, which means she probably won't live as long. So it was really a toss-up between those two, how long they would live. And then our youngest dog, Emma, has liver problems. So I really thought that Snow would probably go first, then probably Emma, because she's just always had some liver issues. I thought for sure, you know, one day her liver's going to give out or something. And I thought we would be left with the 2 middle dogs, Maya and Bella. Well, the shocker is our seemingly super duper healthy dog, Maya, is having issues. So, this is just a complete shocker. The issues with her, I think, started around Thanksgiving. She just stopped being able to chew dog bones, and we get them, you know, the milk bone. She loved the milk bone. She used to get one every night, and then she just stopped chewing them. She would just kind of sit there protecting it, but not eating it. So we thought, you know, her teeth were probably hurting. We took her into the vet to get her teeth cleaned. They ended up seeing an abscess where that tooth was. It was one of the back teeth. And so they took a couple of x-rays and they could see it looked like her jaw was broken. And we were like, how did this happen? How does a tooth cause a broken jaw? The vet wanted to do a bone biopsy because, you know, aside from some sort of traumatic event, bones shouldn't just break like that. And he said he for sure thought the decaying tooth did not cause her jaw to what looked like broke, and so he wanted to do a bone biopsy. When they put her under for the bone biopsy, they did extra x-rays so they could see it a lot better, because the x-rays when she was awake, they were a little bit fuzzy, they weren't super clear, and they weren't the better machines. It was just like the quick x-ray machine that doesn't have as good a resolution, so they used the really fancy ones. And took better x-rays of her mouth, her jaw. They saw it's not quite broken, but it's pretty much almost broken. And when they did the biopsy, they found out it was cancer, and that's what caused the jawbone issue. And he still maintains that the tooth issue is totally separate from the jaw cancer issue. And what he said on the phone is, you know, we could do something super radical, like take out half of her jaw, and she could probably live like that for a while. Pretty much our options are do something radical like that or just kind of wait and see. And he said if we do the wait and see route, probably what will happen is eventually her jaw will break, and at that point, you know, we'll have to just put her down. And so of course we're not going to do anything crazy like remove her jaw. I don't know, I just can't fathom doing something like that. It totally would change the way the dog eats and drinks. They have to learn all that stuff over again, and she's about 10 years old, so I'm not willing to put her through anything like that. So it's just a real shock to us. Like, even thinking that she has cancer is shocking. And he said in cases with the jaw cancer, he doesn't see them spread all that often. Usually if it's a leg bone cancer, which is the most common kind of bone cancer in a dog, it will spread. It will spread pretty quickly some of the time. But he said generally the jaw cancer doesn't spread. So we're looking at just at some point her jaw's going to break, and it's probably going to be soon because according to the x-ray, there's only a tiny bit of her jaw that's still held together basically. And with that said, we have her on a couple of different medicines to make sure she's not going to get any kind of infection, and also make sure we keep down inflammation. And she also has, I'm getting a little choked up, she also has some pain meds we can give her if she seems to be in pain. Before her tooth was taken out, it was clear she was in pain. We knew something was wrong. She wasn't eating as well. We knew something was wrong. After that tooth was taken out and it healed up, she hasn't acted any differently whatsoever. She's totally herself. She's still playful. The only thing is, because, you know, her jaw is really close to breaking basically, I'm laughing because I'm uncomfortable. I'm laughing because I'm trying not to cry. I don't think it's funny at all, but I'm just trying not to cry in the video. But anyway, because the jaw is like barely hanging on there. She's on canned food. She's on really soft treats. She does not get any hard food at all. We're just trying to keep her around as long as we can. Of course, if she's acting like she's having any sort of pain, we're taking her in immediately. But she hasn't been on the pain meds at all. She's been on an anti-inflammatory, but she hasn't taken any of the heavy-duty pain meds. I think it's like narcotics for dogs kind of thing that they've given us. But she hasn't taken any of those at all. Aside from when her tooth was healing. She took those for a couple of days. Hasn't needed them since. But that's just the real shocker for us, that she's probably not going to be around much longer, and she might go before Snowy. The last couple of days she has started acting a tiny bit differently, so I think the end's probably really close for her. I don't know. The vet wouldn't give us like an estimation on time. He wouldn't say whether we're dealing with days, weeks, months. He definitely thinks we're in that kind of realm with we maybe have months left with her. So since all this happened in Thanksgiving, so November, and now we're moving into February, we don't have much time with her left. And that's the real shocker. Like, I knew Snow was getting old. I expected her to go next, and it might be that Maya's going to go next. And I thought for sure Maya would be one of our last dogs standing, and it's not going to be the case for sure. So I'm really trying not to cry, but it looks like our pack is going to be cut in half pretty soon, within months, maybe a year for Snowy. We thought we would be down to 3 in the next year or so, but we're going to be down to 2 dogs. So it's a big shocker for us. But anyway, we got to move on to something else, right? I'm going to really start crying. So we're going to move on. We're going to pretend like I didn't just depress you guys. So yeah, I really didn't want to talk about this very much, but I knew I wanted to talk about it because it's something huge that's going on in our lives. But anyway, moving on down my list. So I wanted to start decluttering this year, and I went ahead and got the KonMari book. This is the life-changing magic of tidying up. And if you have been on YouTube and watched any kind of lifestyle and housewifey type of videos, I think everybody went crazy on the KonMari maybe last summer or the summer before. Well, I was pregnant and had a baby, so I've been living under a rock. But I really wanted to give this method a try here. So we went ahead and sorted through our clothes this month. We just took one weekend day and just did it. So I'm still working my way through the book. We're just kind of working on it. So far, I really like the method that she goes through. Basically, the whole premise is if something is not currently bringing you joy, get rid of it. Basically, just throw it away. It doesn't matter what it is. Don't let things weigh you down. And one of the pages in the book, I ended up folding the page down because it really hit home why I'm keeping stuff. It said, don't keep stuff that previously has brought you joy. Only keep stuff that's currently bringing you joy, because the item, if it used to bring you joy, has already served its purpose. Even if it's something you bought, never even used, well, it served its purpose because you bought it. It brought you joy in the moment when you bought it, and it no longer brings you joy. So you can get rid of it. You can thank that item for serving its purpose, bringing you joy in that moment that you bought it. So that was a really, really big mental shift for me, is how I think about things. So I've been definitely holding on to plenty of things where I'm like, well, I used to like this thing, so I should keep it. I should keep it because it was a gift, or I should keep it because maybe someday I'll use it. And so it really goes through all the reasons you shouldn't keep things unless they currently bring you joy. And so that's what we're kind of moving towards. So for decluttering this month, we totally sorted through our entire closet, went through all of our clothes, and also I've been working in here a lot, getting rid of stuff. So I'm going to be working in here a lot more in February. That's one of my goals for February, is I want to do some mystery boxes just full of scrapbook stuff. I have so much scrapbook stuff that I'm not using, that I probably won't ever use. And back to the KonMari book, It brought me joy in the moment I got it, thinking I was going to use it, and then never ended up using it. It's not bringing me joy anymore, so it's time to get rid of it. So I've just been purging a ton of stuff out of here. I went through a couple of things in our kitchen. I went through our mugs and our glasses. I think that's it for the kitchen so far, but I'm working towards going through the stuff in the kitchen. I'm not always going to go in her order here, but I really like the concept behind the KonMari method is get rid of things that don't bring you joy. I will say though about this book, she gives like personal examples from her life, like different ways she's learned all these different concepts that she's trying to give you in this book. But she is bat something crazy, I feel like. I don't mean to be rude or anything, but she's like, when I was 5 years old, I spent hours and hours trying to tidy my room, and all these weird examples like from her life and from her childhood. And I was like, didn't you go out and play? Like, didn't your parents say go outside and play and not just spend your whole life obsessing about stuff and obsessing about tidying? And I feel like to some degree even minimalism is some sort of hoarding type of dysfunctional thinking. If you're just obsessed with stuff, even if it's just the lack of stuff, you're spending too much of your effort on stuff. So I still think it can be bad in that respect. And I really definitely feel like she's a little bit kooky because she's definitely really, really obsessed with tidying, but at the same time she has really good methods, so I'm definitely interested in using some of her concepts. The next thing on my list is this month I've really tried to do some immunity boosting things. Lately it seems like Olivia's catching everything, which is totally normal for her age. She puts things in her mouth. She's constantly around other kids, so she's bound to get sick since she's building up her immune system. So I'm not super concerned about that. What concerns me is my husband and I are getting sick with her. So it's just, you know, if I'm sick and she's sick, it's really hard for me to take care of both of us really well. It really felt like I could do a little bit better. I could eat a little bit better. Part of that is I'm going hardcore on the smoothies. I have a smoothie for lunch. I've been having a major, huge smoothie. It's a full liter, so about 32 ounces is about a liter. And I just chock it full of fruits. I put in spinach, I put in chia seeds, flax seeds, and then for the liquid part, I add a little bit of orange juice or pomegranate juice, and I also do a mixture of coconut milk and almond milk. And so it's like super duper healthy, vegan. It's got some protein in it, it's got some veggies, it's got a lot of fruit. And also Olivia's been having it with me at lunch. I give her a little like 6-ounce sippy cup of it. She drinks a few ounces of it at lunch and she just loves it too. So it's a great way to pack in some nutrients into her diet, although she mostly eats healthy stuff anyway. And the other thing I'm doing is I've had us both start probiotics. So between the probiotics and the smoothies, I'm just feeling a lot better overall. I'm not feeling quite as tired or run down. I think my body was just really needing some extra nutrients. So that's really my like method of attack for immune boosting is just, you know, just improving what we eat. I feel like we definitely have a lot of room to eat better, and I've been really bad about snacking a lot, eating a lot of sugar lately. So having that extra smoothie really has boosted up my nutrients, so I'm happy with that. The other part of that is I want to start working out, and I hit the gym one time with a friend and it's just not working out. I'm not super comfortable leaving her in the childcare very much. Also, just getting to the gym with a baby is hard. They only have certain hours that are childcare hours. And when we went, it was in the afternoon and it seemed like everybody was at the gym because it was getting close to after work. By the time we left, people were out of work, so it was super duper crowded. And so it's not gonna work for me like that. I really need to make it as simple as possible. And so Johnny and I have talked about what we want to do because he needs to work out too. The thing is, we used to like to work out together, and before she was born, we'd go to the gym 3 to 4 times a week together and work out together. And we just, you know, we can't do that now unless we go really late, and then it's too late for her, and then childcare is closed, and it just doesn't work out. No way that we work it out has it worked out. So we decided we're going to transform part of our basement into like a little workout room. We're going to get an elliptical and a treadmill and some mats and maybe some like free weights. And so we can work out together down there. And I'm really excited because I can work out over nap time. She takes a good 1.5 to 2 hour nap. And so I could definitely go do a workout while she's sleeping, and that would be perfect. I don't have to worry about childcare. I don't have to worry about, getting there. I can just do that in my basement. And I'm really, really excited to do that. And then once he gets home, as soon as she goes down for the night, we can work out together. I've been trying to decide between a couple of ellipticals. I've never owned an elliptical. My husband was still in college and we were living with my mom. She had a treadmill and I used that all the time, but I've never had an elliptical and I've always wanted one. Going back to my new 2016 budget, we're gonna have to make it work in the budget because I really want both of them. I know the elliptical is definitely going to be a present for me, probably for our anniversary. Maybe the treadmill will be his anniversary present. I don't know. We'll make it work. But I'm really, really excited. I want to get back to working out and just taking better care of myself, especially now that she's older. I feel like there's more time and more energy that I can put towards taking better care of myself. So I'm so excited. So anyway, so one of the things I wanted to talk about today was toy overload and Christmas. So I did a Christmas haul video for what Olivia got for Christmas, and it was a lot of toys. It was like 35-ish toys. I forget the count, and tons of books. So she just got tons of toys, and what we do is we toy rotate. So she's not gonna get all those toys. Actually, we haven't even opened most of those toys. So we're just gonna rotate them in this year. But yeah, it was a lot of toys, and I feel like when she has fewer toys in her room, she really concentrates and spends more time with each toy and will sit there and play with a certain toy until she masters it. And so the toy rotation thing really, really works for us. And I didn't do a video of what Johnny or I got for Christmas. We're both boring now. We didn't really get much. I got my new planners, which I had already reviewed on videos. I've got my notes here written in my plum paper planner. So I got my plum paper planner, my Lime Life planner. I also got some hair dye because I'm getting grays. I want to cover those up soon. We each got a Christmas mug. Usually we just pick one Christmas mug out together. We also got a Christmas ornament. It's just a little frame that says babies first. So what we do for Christmas is basically we just both pick out what we want, but we don't go insane and spend hundreds or thousands of dollars. Maybe a couple of hundred. And this year we did spend more than we would normally spend because my husband needed a new laptop. His old laptop, the screen was starting to mess up and he definitely needed a new one. So that was his big gift. And then my big gift was a Keurig, and I've been using it like crazy. Johnny's been using it like crazy. We absolutely love it. We use it mostly for tea and cocoa, but I have been making mocha frappuccino copycats. And I did film a recipe. I know you guys have asked for a recipe. I did film that. It'll come up this month for you guys. And I think he uses it more than me. So I think I totally got gypped on Christmas this year because he uses my big gift. But basically, there are no surprises when it comes to Christmas for him and I. But he did surprise me. He ended up getting me a big box of chocolates and also pins. And the Sharpie pen is what I got. I got a big old pack of Sharpie pins, and so he knew I'd been like eyeballing these things. He got them for me, and it was a really nice surprise to get this box of my favorite chocolates. And we're just not very surprise type of people. We just, we know what we like, we buy what we want. So it was really nice to get that surprise from him, and the Christmas mugs were actually my surprise for him. He didn't realize I had gotten the Christmas mugs. He just thought since I had gotten him a mug for Father's Day that was going to count as our, like yearly mug, I guess. But I ended up getting us some Grinch mugs from Starbucks. They're super duper cute. I just couldn't resist. I was there one day and saw them. I was like, Christmas mug, I need that. I think that's pretty much the only thing I collect. I'm trying to think if I collect anything else. I think the only thing I guess we both collect is Christmas mugs, and I just love them. I think they're so cute. Going back to being sick this month, I told you guys we were just catching everything Olivia catches, but I also ended up having migraines and a couple of headaches during the beginning of this month, and that's really when I was like, okay, I really have to start taking better care of myself, eating a little bit better. And so the migraines also helped me push towards trying to do the smoothies and, you know, working out again. So for this last thing, I am asking you guys for questions. So we are getting up on the 1 year mark for Olivia. She's gonna have her birthday at the end of this month, and that also means it's 1 year of postpartum for me. I want to do a Q&A. It's gonna be just a postpartum, pregnancy, delivery, what else? Breastfeeding type of video. You guys can just ask me any kind of questions you want and I'll do my best to answer them. I know it's going to be one of those things that some TMI questions are going to be there. I'll try to answer as many as I feel comfortable answering. I told you guys my whole birth story, so it's going to be pretty much anything goes unless it makes me uncomfortable. But right now I can't think of anything that would make me uncomfortable to talk about. I want to have your questions so I can put together this video. Probably it'll go up next month, but I want to do a 1 year postpartum Q&A with you guys, and there's some things I've been wanting to talk about regarding postpartum, how I've healed up, how I've handled motherhood. It's really going to be just an honest, down and dirty type of video where I discuss the TMI stuff, I discuss, the real life stuff. So I hope to put that together for you guys, but I need your questions. So definitely leave those questions down below. I think that is it for this video, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe. I put out new videos Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays right now. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and I'll catch you guys next time.